quickly. Would you look at fucking that? Yeah, definitely the right decision. So welcome to my channel. If you've never, this is gonna be like an advice video for trans girls, just kind of things that like people who are earlier on in their transition could just avoid altogether, that like I have personally been through or personally tried or maybe seen others do, and just recognized it as not being the move. Obviously this is subjective, but it's also coming from a person who's had a lot of experience trying to pass as a woman for almost like a decade of my life. So it's definitely subjective, but still based in fact. My first tip is going to be no colored hair. You're either a blonde, you either have highlights, or you're either a brunette. I don't make fucking rules. Those are the colors that all girls have. And just having purple hair is I like how it looks, honestly. I think it's cool, but it's just gonna grab attention and it's just gonna make people take a second look at you. And when you're trans and not trying to be perceived as such, you kind of want to just get that one regular glance like any other person and keep it moving. You don't want that double take, like, hold on, what the fuck was that? We have temporary hair dye people, but like on a long-term basis, you don't want it. Unless you're like fucking 14, then go for it. I had colored hair at 14 too. But I mean like adults. My next tip is no heels. I would say unless you're under 5'7", don't wear heels. Which is most of us are not under 5'7", so most of us should not be wearing heels. As trans women, I think like your average trans woman's gonna be a lot taller than your average woman. So giving you stilts to walk on is not gonna help soften that already existing difference. So I always opt for sneakers or flats, and like get cute flats. You can get like lace flats that like tie up your calf and they're like, you know, open toe, or like you can do fancy, like a million different things you can do besides heels for like fancy or regular occasions. But yeah, just avoid heels. I did it once or twice and I stuck out like such a sore thumb in every single picture that I took, and I literally couldn't enjoy myself. That might be my own insecurity, but again, I'd say about 5'7" and under, as a trans woman, you shouldn't be wearing heels on a daily. Like I'm talking about like little booty heels to class and things like that, you shouldn't do. The next tip that I have is if you're fresh in your transition, there's different phases that you kind of have to go through, and I recommend giving yourself time before coming out. Let me clarify. So I would say I was in sophomore year of high school when I realized I was transitioning. I was a woman. That was my new reality. Maybe I realized that in January. I didn't show up to school looking like a woman every day until August, because I needed time. I was like, I could start right now, but I'm gonna be ugly. I'm not really gonna have hair. I'm not gonna really know how to wear makeup. I'm not gonna have that much women's clothing. It's just gonna be a struggle. So even though I knew I was trans, I just kept to myself, started hormones, all that stuff, started growing my hair out, but it wasn't a public thing. And I had months to get my shit together, get shopping, learn how to do makeup, let my hair grow, learn how to put in extensions, so that when I was actually publicly presenting as a trans person, I looked like a trans person. I highly recommend that. I think a lot of people nowadays start telling people that they're trans before they're even fully sure themselves. And then it's like, you told someone you're trans and then 6 months later, nothing has changed. It's weird. Like, it's like, why did you even bother telling them you're trans? Something has happened because you kind of told them prematurely, before you had a plan, before you really knew what the next steps were for you. So I just recommend, when you realize that this is the journey for you, I know it's hard because you're like in such an urge to, you know, be in the right body and everything, but it's in the better interest of the longevity of your transition. You should give yourself some time. This is such a serious thing to do to yourself. I think I just talked about this in a recent video, but when I transitioned, I had no idea how drastic completely altering your body's chemistry is and getting surgeries. It's so exhausting and so much work that I just had no idea what I was getting into. So taking those 6 months to prepare yourself, get ready, and also make sure that this is 1,000,000% what you want. I 1,000% would advocate for anyone to do that, whether you're 1,000,000% positive right now that you're trans or not. Take the 6 months or however long you may need. I took 6 months. Some other tips I have for new trans women would be, let's talk about boys. If you're younger, if someone is picking on you, specifically as if a boy is picking on you as a trans woman repeatedly, like it's not just like a one done thing, like they kind of seek you out, they want to fuck, they will eventually tell you this. Basically everyone who bullied me in high school has later reached out to me trying to hook up. So it's a passing thing. They don't know how to deal with you. They don't know what box to put you in, and it makes them uncomfortable because they're attracted to you and they don't know what that means for them, so they take it out on you. It's a weird fucking mental thing. But so if anyone's being mean to you, know that they want to fuck you. If like girls are being mean to you, they're probably just like catty or mad because they know that their boyfriend wants to fuck you, or just like transphobic. That too. But in terms of like dating and everything, it's gonna be difficult. I really wouldn't make it a priority early in the transition because you have so much going on, girl. Like I struggle to date right now because I'm still not fully transitioned. I have not had bottom surgery. So, and I feel like I absolutely need that before I can be in a committed relationship, because like having sex is a vital part of any romantic relationship. Where are they going with that? Yeah, I would not focus on dating. You have so much going on. If it happens, I would thoroughly encourage it. It can only really help. But like, don't beat yourself up and make your life about finding a boyfriend, especially at this time. Bitch, take some time for fucking you. Not fucking you, like for yourself, you know what I mean? This is my last tip because this is so important. This goes for me now. This goes especially for me in the beginning, but me now and probably me forever. This is not something I've mastered, but it is something to keep in mind from the jump, so hopefully you can kind of tackle it a little bit more efficiently than I did, is enjoy each step of the process, because it's a process. For me, I'm on year 7 of transition, so I've taken things really slow. I'm still not done. That's like pretty slow, but it's not unheard of at all. Like I would say most transitions, like a full transition, getting all the surgeries, full social, everything, probably take on average anywhere from like 3 years to like 10. So it's a long journey, and it's a big portion of your life, and it's so hard because the whole time when you're transitioning, you're thinking about your life after, and you're thinking about your life transition once you have everything that you want done. But that might be 10 years down the line, and you can't waste 10 years of your life waiting for a moment, because no matter how good that moment is, it's not gonna be worth those 10 years of you not doing anything, just waiting on it. So don't really view it as like a checklist. Oh, I have to get this, I have to get this, I have to get this, because can feel like that at times. But try your best to really enjoy the process and take your time, and don't rush it, and just take each win and really process it. Don't take it for granted. I know a lot of times I get my boobs done. I was literally recovering from my boobs, looking at my hips, recovering from my hips, looking at my FFS, recovering from my FFS, looking at my bottom surgery. So it's like, you need to just bask in the victories as they come, and don't always just be looking towards the next accomplishment. That's my biggest tip I can give to any new trans person or person at any point in their transition before they're finished. So yeah, just cherish these moments, because while they're not perfect, it's still your life. Like I said, 10 years. I transitioned at 14. I'm not going to be fully done till I'm likely like 24. So 10 years of your life, you can't have a 10-year filler period. It's not good for you. So try to make it of substance, even though you're quite literally in a transitional phase of life. I hope this was helpful. I appreciate you listening, and thank you for coming to my channel. Bye, you guys.